That's an encouraging prospect for the future of how they're going to break down when they get into the other bin that's over here, that guy. So we're just going to have to see how this works out. Okay, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take off my gloves here in a sec, and I'm going to try to spread out this a little bit more and see if we can't get a little zoom in on sort of what we're dealing with, at least for the moment, of what's left in this bin, so that you can get some understanding of, ooh, there's one on the floor. Ooh, he's a fast mover too. Some idea of the size of the worms, perhaps, that are in here, if in fact we can even see them. It's kind of hard because they're mixed in with the soil, but we'll try. So let me take my gloves off, and oh, there's a nice big one. Look at this big juicy guy here. There's the camera. Look at that big juicy guy there. See, that's what we want. Most of them, unfortunately, are not that large. They're small. They're like this guy here, which is a little bit bigger than my maybe a fingernail or something like that. So they're obviously reacting, at least in some regard, maybe to the light. So let me get the gloves off. Time to take the gloves off, like a hockey fight. Okay, and I'll release this from the hot shoe, and we'll move around a bit more. First, we'll pause it. All right. Well, in just looking at the time here, we've gone well over the 10 minutes that YouTube allows, so I'm going to have to do some editing, I think, afterwards, in terms of how this video is really going to break down. We're going to have to get into something a little bit longer, but that's part of, I guess, part of what we're trying to achieve here. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in a bit. I don't know if the clarity is going to be there or not. I'm going to use this little, I have a drywall, of all things, a drywall saw for cutting through drywall material, and I'm going to see if I can't find a nice clump of worms around that you can actually, oh, here's a few right in this area. Where's my knife? Okay, so right in this area here. It's tricky, you know, when you're filming things. Let's back up a bit. Okay, so over in this area here. Oop, that's a little too close. Let's see. They're obviously running for cover, but they're there. Come on, guys, where'd you go? Yeah, let's see if we can find another clump somewhere else. Now, certainly they're nowhere near what we were dealing with in the other bin. The other bin had and you'll see that in the future, a considerable amount of worm collecting. But if we watch close, if I can hold this steady there, you can see right there. See if we can get this in focus a bit. You can see there the movement that's actually occurring. This guy right in here, you know. And that's not a big worm. That's just a little worm, really. I mean, it looks a little big on camera, but in reality, it's small. It's very, very small. Oh, we got another one that's out on the ground over here too. Where is he? There he is. You can see, I mean, let's see there. You see how he rolls? There's actually a few here. Now where they're coming from and why they're bouncing around could be because of the light, but this is kind of interesting. Let's zoom out here. There's a big guy there. Alright, now let's kick him around a bit. I'll take him and pop him in there. And this guy here is just, he's full of juice. Wow. Wow. Now, They must have maybe come off my gloves or something like that. In terms of what's going on inside of the bin, I would suspect that they're heading for the bottom area. The light is going to do that. Ideally, we probably should be operating more in the dark. So that's where we are. We're 15 minutes into this video right now. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to empty the rest of this bin, and then we'll leave this video. Maybe we'll split it into two pieces so you can get an idea of what's sort of transpired in this area, and then we'll move over and we'll work on the other bin, that bin over there, which has had a great deal more success in terms of I guess in terms of how the worms have acted. There's some other worms. Now, are they alive? I don't think so. But you can see that how active they are, and that's one of the fascinating things about these little creatures, is just how fast they are, how fast they move. Oh man, I see where they could be coming from. It's obvious that when I was, see if I can zoom out, there's one here. If I can pick it up, trying. They're probably coming out of the garbage. This is essentially the garbage bin. All the crap that I've taken out of the previous one. So we're at what, 16 minutes here. So we're gonna split this into almost two videos, and which will be interesting because it's just going to add more content to the site, which is great. So as we back up again, on the right hand side you're seeing what is basically the waste material that's come out of bin number 1, and the rest that's gone into the new bin, hopefully the bin that is going to yield the greatest success that we can realize. So with that, I'm going to pause. I'm going to empty the rest of this bin. No need to film that, and then we'll proceed on to the other one, and we'll continue filming at that stage. So that's where we're at, and stay tuned. We'll be pretty soon right on to the other bin. Okay, so we're sort of back, at least in some regards, but there was something that I hadn't mentioned that I had wanted to mention. And, oh, there's another one. Another one crawling across the floor. Oop, he's a fast mover too, so we'll toss him in the bin. Some of the material that you're seeing as we sort of move in on this, well, you can see actually they're crawling up the side of the barrel, that sort of thing. If I actually had risen a little bit higher the tripod's legs here, so we can maybe get a better depth of field on what's going on inside of the bin itself. But a lot of what you see there is not material that came necessarily with the worms when they were ordered. Some of this is the byproduct of the very procedure by which the worms have sort of behaved in terms of what they've been breaking down and that sort of thing. What I'm going to do is see if I can sort of poke around a little bit in here. A little poker guy. Need to get things a little smooth anyways for the beginning of the next shift, which is coming from that other bin. And what you'll see if we look close enough, and hopefully it's appearing on the camera, is you're going to see some movement, however slight, within the actual soil itself. I don't know if I can zoom in and keep the focus anymore. There you go. That's about as close as I can get, but you can see they're moving around. They're doing a decent job, so it's progress, and that's the best we can hope for at the moment. So with that, we're approaching 20 minutes worth of video, so I'm going to pause this and then put in another tape, and we'll resume with the other bin.